Pissing our pants yet?
What's going on, everyone? The Air Raid Lord is back with another Season 7 vlog for The Walking Dead. This one, as the title says, is a prediction of two characters that people have been talking about as to the two characters that'll probably be killed from the main cast after the premiere. We haven't had, other than the two Alexandrians, Spencer and Olivia, that weren't that major. And then obviously Dr. Carson, he was just a minor character. We now have two characters on pretty much the chopping block that I've narrowed down, and they're going on a mission together, which leads me to believe one of them, if not both of them, will be killed. I'd say one, probably just one. There's no way they'd kill them both, but I'm narrowing it down to Rosita and Sasha, mainly because of what we saw at the end of episode 12, where Rosita is still hot-headed and not very level-headed, and is on a one-way suicide run to go kill Negan with a sniper rifle. And Sasha is going along for the journey because she's just as angry about Abraham's death as Rosita is. So, obviously, I think this plan's stupid. They're not listening to Rick and building numbers and building their army. They just have to probably get the remaining guns from the Oceanside, which I'm assuming is going to happen. My prediction for my last vlog was correct. Assuming so. I mean, Tara at the end of episode 12 says that she has something to tell Rick. I can only assume that that's what it is, considering she confessed to Judith, of all characters. And unless Judith's first words are Oceanside to Rick, I'm pretty sure that that's what Tara was going to tell Rick, so. Now, I don't think we're going to... I believe by the episode description for episode 15, we're going to get that in episode 15. We're going to have Rick and the group traveling to the Oceanside. I don't know how that's going to go down. As I said in my last vlog, I have no idea how they're going to get past their defenses without being shot on sight, how they're going to have a civil conversation since Tara basically broke her promise to Sydney. It's going to be interesting. I don't want any spoilers on that. Again, it's not comic book related at all, so I'm interested to see what will happen. I have no idea how they're going to negotiate some type of deal in that way, because they need those guns for the garbage people that we still don't have a name for, and that's really the only way they're going to find them. Rick and Michonne already went off on their little scavenger trip to the carnival, and I doubt that they're going to be going on another one. So, and we have that setup. We have the setup where Tara tells this to Rick, and they're leaving that off because it seems like next week's episode is going to be entirely focused on the kingdom. There's probably going to be some type of major conflict with that asshole group that the kingdom and Ezekiel deals with. I'm assuming people are going to die. I don't know who. People have said maybe Richard, maybe one or two Kingdomites, and maybe all, if not some of those assholes that Ezekiel deals with. I imagine that there's going to be a gunfight. We even saw this in the preview where they all aim their guns at each other. We had a fake out of this when Richard and, what was that guy's name? Jared, the fucking asshole with the long hair. They aimed their guns at each other, but that situation was diffused. Other than Morgan having his staff stolen, that was pretty much, this whole situation was pretty much diffused. But I don't think they do that twice, so I think shit's going to go down in this week's episode for 13. And then it looks like episode 14, we get both Rosita and Sasha going on their suicide mission, as well as the Hilltop being raided, basically, by Simon and the Saviors. And Daryl is there. For anyone who was thinking that maybe Daryl would run into Sherry or something on the way, that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like him and Maggie are trying to hide from the Saviors as they presumably take the other Dr. Carson because they need a new doctor, as Negan said in episode 11. I know this because there was actually a preview that was leaked from an international trailer. There was like a Fox trailer that leaked episode 14. The promo for episode 14. The promo that usually comes after episode 13, they leaked the promo. So it shows Daryl and Maggie hiding. We haven't seen Maggie in fucking forever. We haven't seen her since the premiere of since episode 9. It's been like 5 episodes. Yeah, so we have them hiding from the Saviors. Not sure what's going to happen with that. I don't know. I almost feel like Simon will find Maggie or Daryl. That would just allow shit to hit the fan and would probably set us up for the finale quite nicely. If something were to happen with that, one or two things will probably happen. Something's going to go wrong in the mission with Rosita and Sasha, because there's the scene we in the preview. Sasha is zooming in with the sniper rifle and sees Negan exiting the sanctuary. Obviously, Negan's not going to die. There's no way he's going to fucking die. They want us to think that, obviously, but he's not going to. Something's going to go wrong. And I assume when that something goes wrong that one of those two characters is going to die. Will Rosita leave Sasha to die? Because we've seen that Rosita isn't very fond of Sasha, considering Abraham chose her over Rosita at the end of season 6. So that's an interesting theory. Because there's actually a couple of articles have come out that show the actress who plays Sasha, I think it's Sonequa Martin Green, she actually just accepted a new role on a Star Trek show as like the main cast or something. Kind of similar to how Corey Hawkins, who plays Heath, accepted that main role on the 24 Legends show. So hence he was only in one episode back in episode 6, and then his character kind of just rides off with the RV and you don't see him again. They're basically saving him for later, trying to give his character development the room it needs so that he can return later in the series without having to kill him off so soon. So they could either do that with Sasha, or they might just kill her off. I mean, I don't know if her filming schedule would probably work. Her husband actually is on The Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was the African-American man who... It was the thank you episode. Remember the episode where we thought Glenn was dead, where he crawls under the dumpster and Nicholas is the one getting devoured instead, but we can't figure it out. So in that episode, the guy that gets shot in the leg by accident, he's the only Alexandrian that makes it back. He's under Michonne carries him back with Heath back to Alexandria. And then he has a bullet wound in his leg, and you don't really hear much from him, but you see him stand. He talked at one point when Rick was trying to find the guns that the Saviors were looking for. He stood up. That's in real life. That's the husband of Sonequa Martin Green. So, they see each other on set. So it's not like it wouldn't be possible for her to stay on set and continue being Sasha. Her role on Star Trek wouldn't necessarily interfere. Now, I can't say that definitively because I don't really know the scheduling for that kind of stuff. But that's just my prediction. I'm leaning towards Sasha being the one who's going to be killed off. I know a lot of fans and viewers would probably like to see Rosita killed off because of how annoying she has been lately. Yet again, she is just bitching incessantly. She bitched to Tara. She bitched to Father Gabriel again, and it's funny, I said this in my reaction to episode 12, but it was funny seeing the character that was once the most hated character. Father Gabriel was once the most hated character, and he turned into such a badass, and now he's kind of like bestowing his wisdom upon Rosita. And Rosita's a badass and knows how to survive, but she hasn't, ever since Negan killed Abraham, she has not been taking this death lightly, and her reaction to it has just been completely overblown, just completely. Everyone else is in agreement. That's the thing. Michonne and Rick had that agreement. Everyone kind of is in agreement that they have to join forces. They got the dynamite. They have to get these communities to come together so that they can fight as one army. But of course, Rosita just thinks she can fucking take things into her own hands, and I think shit's gonna go wrong because of her gun-ho Rambo nature, she's going to get things screwed. And I think Negan's going to be on to Rick at that point. And if Negan sees that they're trying to snipe him, he'll probably know that, he already knows Rosita tried to kill him once. And so, and he knows Sasha was in the lineup too, so he'll recognize both of them if he sees them. So I have to imagine that he's probably going to punish Alexandria, and that's probably where our season finale will come in, I'm assuming. So, again, my prediction at the moment is Sasha. I think she's the one who's going to get it. It would surprise me if Rosita did, but it would make me kind of happy because I think she deserves it at this fucking point. Yeah, so that's how I think these episodes are going to go. Episode 13 is going to be focused on the kingdom. So I imagine this is the episode next week where Carol joins the fight and she convinces Ezekiel to join Rick's group. That's my prediction for next week. For episode 14, I don't know what they're going to do other than either Sasha or Rosita dying and Simon potentially finding Daryl or Maggie at the Hilltop, as well as capturing the other Dr. Carson, which is really bad for Maggie because she's trying to have her baby. So without a doctor, that's probably not going to go over well. So I don't know how that's going to... I don't know what Maggie's role is going to be because she can't really fight because she has a child. So I don't really know what her role is going to be. As you've probably noticed, she hasn't been in too many scenes in Season 7. She had an episode kind of to herself on Episode 5. She was distraught in the premiere, obviously. And then in Episode 8, you see her taking things a little better. But we haven't had too much time with her character, unlike some of the other characters that we've seen lately. So, for Episode 14, that's how I see it going. I don't know how the Hilltop thing will end. I thought Negan was going to visit the Hilltop, but it seems like Simon is still in charge of fucking Gregory and the Hilltop. So, again, this is almost like part 2 for me. Like, we saw like part 1 of this. So part 1 was Ezekiel making the deal with the Saviors. They give their tributes, blah, blah, blah. All right, maybe there's a little bit of a conflict, but then it gets recited. Same thing with Episode 5, we saw that Simon was harassing Gregory. Gregory almost told, or he tried to tell, but Jesus stopped him from telling that Maggie and Sasha were hiding. And that was diffused. So we had 2 set-up conflicts that were diffused. Now I think the powder keg, these are our powder keg episodes. 13 and 14, we're going to see the conflict explode with the kingdom. They'll join the fight. And then Episode 14... the Saviors are going to find something or take Carson. There's going to be some powder keg there, as well as the shit that Rosita and Sasha are trying to do. Episode 15 will probably be the Oceanside episode. Again, that's a huge question mark for me because I have no idea how Rick and the group are going to handle that. Because that's probably going to be Rick and Tara leading the charge on finding them again, which, I mean, she knows where they are, but trying to get them on his side. Rick's got to have a fucking speech lined up for this one. I have no idea how he's going to pull this off, but, hopefully, by the end of Episode 15, they have also joined Rick's group, and then they have the guns for the garbage people, and then 16, by the description of it, it seems like also, it was announced today, actually, that episode is a 90-minute episode, so we're going to be getting, I think, or not 90, 85 minutes. It was like 85 to a 90. So an extended episode nonetheless, and it seems that from the description, the group hatches an intricate plan. So what is this intricate plan? Obviously, I'm thinking this is going to be something from the comics where Rick tries to set a trap for Negan. There's some type of trap. Something I feel. And again, some blowback from the previous episodes will probably bring Negan to Alexandria, if not maybe just a simple tribute to get their supplies from them. But yeah, I feel like there will be some type of trap that Rick will set with everyone joined together. Now, there are, big question marks. Can the garbage people be trusted? It seemed like they were, I haven't liked their attitude so far, and it's not 100% confirmed that they are committed to this deal, but Jadis, when Rosita was yelling at Jadis in the last episode, Jadis said that the deal is still on, so I hopefully she's a woman of her word, even though her name is really similar to Judas, which, if you know the Bible story, that's one of the disciples of Jesus who betrayed him. So I'm hoping that Jadis doesn't betray Rick, but it very well could happen. And it would come at the worst time, though. I mean, you need that army. How is that going to... How would they... And why would they betray Rick? Unless they know the Saviors, which is another thing I've been thinking about. Maybe these fucking shady people know the Saviors somehow, because we don't know too much about them. And the show has been sparse on details about them. So, it's debatable. We have a lot of things to hash out, obviously, and I'll try to make a vlog or two each week as these episodes progress to our big finale. But I'm excited, obviously, because we're building towards... I'm hoping a battle. I hope there's some type of payoff. I hope there's some type of conflict. I hope the season finale is worth it. The season finale last year, other than Negan's introduction, was pretty piss poor. And, for the most part, it was just them being stopped at roadblocks. The last 10 minutes was great because you had Negan's super long monologue, and then there was the cliffhanger at the end with the death that we had no fucking idea. It was good in installing fear in the audience, but it sucked and failed on every fucking level. But from all reports, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a fucking cliffhanger. Greg Nicotero has said that they've tried to stray away from that. So the mid-season finale didn't really have a cliffhanger. You knew what was coming in a sense, and they ended that arc with them being depressed and sad, and a new story was beginning with them trying to rise up and find soldiers. So I'm hoping that this will be like that it ends out the arc of them building up to the war, and that a little bit of the war is shown, and then Season 8, the premiere, Season 8, the first episode back, 100th episode of The Walking Dead, that'll be, I think, that's got to be a conflict. There's got to be some type of battle going on in that episode. You've got to have all cylinders firing for your 100th episode, man. There's already a contest going on for 4 people to be walkers in that. So, obviously, there's walkers confirmed for the episode. No duh, but it's going to be big. So, all right, that was a mouthful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and post your, theories and suggestions based on what I've said here. I know I kind of said a lot. The video was mainly about Sasha and Rosita, but I kind of wanted to let my voice loose a little bit because I'm trying to structure and foresee how these next few episodes will go based on previews and things and episode descriptions that I've seen. I'm really trying to avoid spoilers. I've seen a few floating by comments in other video sections from those fucking spoiling dead people who now have their own forums. They don't spoil stuff as much as they used to. They have their own forums, which is good, but still, I don't like the fact in general that they are, they sneak around the set and they do these things. I might make a separate video about this, attacking them, because I really don't care. They can suck my dick, really. But I don't like the fact that all of this information about the show is so readily available. And I'll probably make a video about that later on, maybe in the downtime, because there's going to be a lot of downtime once Season 7 ends, waiting for Season 8 over the summer. I'll probably make a vlog or two about that topic. I'm going to need a lot of topics to fill the void, so let me know, and yeah, we'll move from there. So thanks, guys. See you later.